Put the finishing touches on my critique of the standard curriculum, and as a service to the community, I now present the first ever completely honest course catalog for K-12 mathematics. The Standard School Mathematics Curriculum. Lower School Math. The indoctrination begins. Students learn that mathematics is not something you do, but something that is done to you. Emphasis is placed on sitting still, filling out worksheets, and following directions. Children are expected to master a complex set of algorithms for manipulating Hindi symbols, unrelated to any real desire or curiosity on their part, and regarded only a few centuries ago as too difficult for the average adult. Multiplication tables are stressed, as are parents, teachers, and the kids themselves. Middle School Math. Students are taught to view mathematics as a set of procedures, akin to religious rites, which are eternal and set in stone. The holy tablets, or math books, are handed out, and the students learn to address the church elders as in what do they want here? Do they want me to divide? Contrived and artificial word problems will be introduced in order to make the mindless drudgery of arithmetic seem enjoyable by comparison. Students will be tested on a wide array of unnecessary technical terms, such as whole number and proper fraction, without the slightest rationale for making such distinctions. Excellent preparation for Algebra I. Algebra I. So as not to waste valuable time thinking about numbers and their patterns, this course instead focuses on symbols and rules for their manipulation. The smooth narrative thread that leads from ancient Mesopotamian tablet problems to the high art of the Renaissance algebraists is discarded in favor of a disturbingly fractured, postmodern retelling with no characters, plot, or theme. The insistence that all numbers and expressions be put into various standard forms will provide additional confusion as to the meaning of identity and equality. Students must also memorize the quadratic formula for some reason. Geometry. Isolated from the rest of the curriculum, this course will raise the hopes of students who wish to engage in meaningful mathematical activity, and then dash them. Clumsy and distracting notation will be introduced, and no pains will be spared to make the simple seem complicated. This goal of this course is to eradicate any last remaining vestiges of natural mathematical intuition, in preparation for Algebra II. Algebra II. The subject of this course is the unmotivated and inappropriate use of coordinate geometry. Conic sections are introduced in a coordinate framework so as to avoid the aesthetic simplicity of cones and their sections. Students will learn to rewrite quadratic forms in a variety of standard formats for no reason whatsoever. Exponential and logarithmic functions are also introduced in Algebra II, despite not being algebraic objects, simply because they have to be stuck in somewhere, apparently. The name of the course is chosen to reinforce the latter mythology. Why geometry occurs in between Algebra I and its sequel remains a mystery. 25. Trigonometry. 2 weeks of content are stretched to semester length by masturbatory definitional runarounds. Truly interesting and beautiful phenomena, such as the way the sides of a triangle depend on its angles, will be given the same emphasis as irrelevant abbreviations and obsolete notational conventions, in order to prevent students from forming any clear idea as to what the subject is about. Students will learn such mnemonic devices as SOCH TOA, and all students take calculus in lieu of developing a natural intuitive feeling for orientation and symmetry. The measurement of triangles will be discussed without mention of the transcendental nature of the trigonometric functions, or the consequent linguistic and philosophical problems inherent in making such measurements. Calculator required, so as to further blur these issues. PRE calculus. A senseless bouillabaisse of disconnected topics. Mostly a half-baked attempt to introduce late 19th century analytic methods into settings where they are neither necessary nor helpful. Technical definitions of limits and continuity are presented in order to obscure the intuitively clear notion of smooth change. As the name suggests, this course prepares the student for calculus, where the final phase in the systematic obfuscation of any natural ideas related to shape and motion will be completed. Calculus. This course will explore the mathematics of motion and the best ways to bury it under a mountain of unnecessary formalism. Despite being an introduction to both the differential and integral calculus, the simple and profound ideas of Newton and Leibniz will be discarded in favor of the more sophisticated function-based approach developed as a response to various analytic crises which do not really apply in this setting, and which will of course not be mentioned. To be taken again in college, verbatim. There you have it. A complete prescription for permanently disabling young minds, a proven cure for curiosity. What have they done to mathematics? There is such breathtaking depth and heartbreaking beauty in this ancient art form. How ironic that people dismiss mathematics as the antithesis of creativity. They are missing out on an art form older than any book, more profound than any poem, and more abstract than any abstract. And it is school that has done this. What a sad endless cycle of innocent teachers inflicting damage upon innocent students. We could all be having so much more fun. Simplicio, alright, I'm thoroughly depressed. What now? Salviati, well, I think I have an idea about a pyramid inside a cube.